Hello, Force. This is Captain Fruit reporting for duty for another episode of Road Rage. Once again, when I do Road Rage, it's either me driving or doing my morning walk. And today, this one's a morning walk one. Just yesterday, I got some awesome comic books. Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb. Several copies of that. I think I got 6 copies of that, if I recall. And 10 copies of Cyberfrog. You know, there was a lot of negativity from haters at Cyberfrog. And then, of course, there's all the positivity. So there's 2 sides, and I'm going to do a review of the book. I can't review it yet, because when I do a review, I like to read it once or at least once. Of course, I'm always going to read the book. But I usually read the book I review twice, and sometimes even more, depending on the size of the book. And so I can't comment too much on it, but I will comment on a couple things I know right off the bat. I did just flip through it for the quality. Every book came in wonderfully packaged and great condition. The comments about the pages was malarkey. The pages were absolutely fine. I know that Ethan had to go with a thinner page because of the different type of chromium covers, and it wouldn't work. With that, no, I will say, why didn't he go with the thicker page for the regular covers and not chromium? But hey, that's for another time. But you know what? Even with that said, the pages are great quality. Those aren't cheap pages. So all the people saying the pages were cheap, I'm going to tell you right out the front there, they're not. They're great pages. The coloring's awesome. The artwork from as I said, I just flipped through, so I haven't given it a whole lot of detail yet. Seemed to be phenomenal. So I will do a review of the book later when I get a chance to read it through and truly evaluate it honestly. But that brings up something. You know, people, and especially when it even comes out more in virtual connectivity. You know, people bring out, sometimes I think, the worst of themselves when they're in virtual reality, if you will, because there's less repercussions, and I don't know, there's less filter because they feel they can speak how they truly feel because they're not right there in front of the person. I don't know. I really don't. But that brings up, you know, a lot of issues. It seems like to me Twitter's toxic. You know, all these avenues are, but they don't have to be. And that's the thing. And so I'm going to be, as I said, reviewing those books, but I always like to review objectively. That's why you notice I don't review certain books sometimes when I'm thinking negatively about a writer or something. I try to leave those out, or I really take my care and make sure I put the focus on the book and not the person. That's absolutely key. So anyway, I want to talk about attitude. Attitude is the one thing that we can control and maintain to live our best life. You know, it's easy to let viral situations online and things like that get the worst of us, if you will. But we have to control our attitude. I mean, we don't have to, but we should, in my opinion. Our attitude is the single most controllable aspect of ourselves, if you think about it. We create our own personal hell or heaven on earth based on the choice of our attitude. It determines how we process what the world hands us. And it's the key to our success or our miseries. We can choose to make ourselves miserable, or we can choose to look at the positives of things. And I think that's what I like to do, is look at the positive, but we still have to be realistic. So, you know, I tend to be known as a calm kind of person. That's just the way I am. So it caused me to question some things about myself and attitude, and have my views. So I thought about this. How is our attitude controllable? Well, the definition of attitude, if I recall, is the bodily posture showing mood, action, etc. That's one definition. Another one was the manner of showing one's feelings or thoughts. That's my biggest view of attitude there. And the other one was disposition and opinion. But really, I guess it's all those parts together, you know, how we display. Because, first of all, nonverbal is 2/3 of communication, roughly. You know, not just our words, but our words can mean so many different things just based on tone that we use, which is considered a nonverbal, believe it or not, posture and things like that. So that's one of the reasons I think online communication, like through Twitter and things, is so challenging, because we lack 2/3 of the communication, and we only have the words, which can be easily misrepresented. Now, if attitude is showing one's feelings and thoughts, and feelings and thoughts are controllable, then our attitude is one of those things in which we have the ability to control. There's lots of things we can't control. The weather, other people's attitudes, getting laid off from a job, train schedules, missing files, unexpected catastrophes. Those are things we can't control, of course. But if we focus on that, we get a defeatist attitude. What we can control is the way we choose to face the day's obstacles. Face obstacles as of new opportunities, new challenges to overcome, things that will make you better. If all life is easy, you will never grow. Challenge is what makes us good. Iron sharpens iron, if you will. So that's my thought. Whenever the situation is, we control our reaction to that situation. Whether it's getting mad and sending off that really mean profanity-ridden tweet. Once again, I'm not policing anybody and telling anybody how to act. This is just my thoughts, okay, just for the record. Or do we live our lives by blaming outside influences constantly? That poor woe is me. I have a newsflash. Everybody has bad things happen to them. It's how you respond to those. And it creates that aura around you. To say that the world spins in one direction right for you all the time would have a great attitude, let's be honest. It's one definitely way of thinking. The world is constantly changing, though, and lots of things are constantly going to happen to us. Sometimes it's going to seem like things are rough. And I'll be honest, I feel like the last 2 years for me have been incredibly pounding with one thing after another. My couple of years ago, now it seems like just yesterday, my younger brother had a very rare form of cancer, and a very fast growing, and he beat it. Absolutely beat it. It almost killed him. But then he was able to beat it. And now I'm dealing with another family situation, whereas I'm taking care of a stepfather with severe mental illness. And that's caused some challenges, but I'm on the upswing of that. So no matter how tall or how small, how young or how old, rich or poor we are, we all have the ability to choose our attitude daily. What attitude we choose is the key to the way we live our life. Are we going to get mad at somebody and so therefore we're going to judge everything they do harshly? See, I'm getting back to the reviews. Or are we going to be impartial and try to focus on things that we can do and things that matter, things that we can change? A life with great attitude, lived daily, goes into a life lived well, in my opinion. And, only we can shape that. If we just focus on the negatives, we're going to have it very bad. If attitude is always your choice, free and controllable, why not choose the best way for yourself? And that's the key I view as. I'm going to repeat that because this was important to me. If attitude is always your choice, free and controllable, it has no cost to have your own, to control your attitude. Why not choose the best? Why constantly bring yourself down? Why defeat yourself? Why make yourself miserable when you can choose to look at some of the better things and put your focus on that? Sure, look at the negative things too. Learn from those, embrace those, contact them, talk about those things, make things better. That's one of the things I like about critiquing comic books. Some people, people want to just Marvel and DC to burn. No, I'm not one of those people. I know a lot of people said it's beyond, and I don't think it is. Any company, if they want to survive, they have to listen to their customer base, their consumers. They're the most important thing. And I love a lot of these characters. I've been reading these characters for some of them for nearly 40 years now. And I don't want them to go away. And the consumers got to realize we have a voice. And if we feel that way, we do need to voice it. Now, I recommend voicing it in a constructive manner. Not just, these artists all suck, or these writers are all terrible. Sure, that some of them suck and are terrible. But don't just say that. Say why. What are they doing? Call out the behavior. Call out the things that are done so that they're changeable actions. Maybe the writer will learn, okay, I'm a public figure. Maybe, and it's not my pedestal when I'm representing a company to voice all my beliefs on everything. Maybe I should do that on my own personal account. That's not connected to my job or my career. Hint, hint, people like Dan Slott. Yes, you can have a dissenting opinion on an Indiegogo project or a Confiscate project. But just because you felt scorned by somebody doesn't mean you have to lie about their products. I swear, I've seen so many things about Cyberfrog that were negative that clearly the people didn't get the book and they're just lying. They're just repeating what somebody else said because I have 10 copies of the book. It doesn't represent that. Now, once again, I cannot comment on the story yet. I will not until I read it thoroughly and to review it. But just for the quality, it's been taking a lot of hits on quality. Those things are a blatant lie. But that's my thoughts, not yours. I would like to know your thoughts. What do you think about this current climate? What do you think about Comicsgate attitude? Or just people in comics attitude in general? And how about you? Hopefully, did this video maybe make you think about attitude a little bit? I'd like to know your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, I might do another one. Maybe a couple more videos on attitude. Maybe a little bit more realistically uplifting, if you will. Just to try to share some happiness, if we will. And maybe get a little more positivity. All right, well, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please be sure to hit like, subscribe, and really help me out. Hit that notifications bell. I guess there's a way now you can even select it so it gives you supposedly notifies you even more. I don't know. On top of that, if you want to help the channel, and we'd really appreciate it, because this has been a tough one for us, you can go to our Patreon, where you can get special Patreon videos once in a while. Once in a while, I do Patreon drawings. And by the way, I'm going to be giving away some Cyberfrog. So bear that in mind. You join there. You can be in the list for giveaways. I do questions to them sometimes, private messages, things like that. So wonderful stuff there. And if you want to do a one-time gift, we have a PayPal, not a PayPal link, but a link down below, which will, through Streamlabs, and give us a direct one-time hit too. Or just spread the channel around. Help us out because, as I said, we're not a huge channel, but we're trying to do a lot of good. For example, this Halloween, we're giving out probably 150 comics to kids. This Halloween. We got a lot of plans. I have a 3,000 subscriber plan when we hit that. I'm trying to get a better computer so I can do more fancy stuff with the live streams and things. And I know I've been saying that for a long time, but you realize my Patreon is not huge. And so I'm buying things with that money too to help support the channel. A lot of the giveaways and things, so I make those purchases. And I use that to help, children's hospitals and things. So I give comics to those, things like that. So we have a lot of plans for this channel to continue with games and comics and pop culture. And we greatly appreciate all the support that you've given, no matter which way it is. Heck, you can even support us by sending us art. I like to use the artwork in these Road Rage videos. I put them up there in the video for people to look at. So if you have artwork you want people to look at, throw it in. All right, I know. I'm getting winded because I'm doing a pretty fast-paced walk here. So I think it's time to hang it up. All right, well, thanks for watching. Until next time, keep it frugal.